Who is the outsider? From the Dishonored series, the outsider is something else, a being that haunts creation from first to last. Overseer Sturgis, describing the outsider. The outsider is a supernatural being, neither good nor evil. He usually appears to people of interest as a young man with short brown hair and black eyes. He wears a brown coat, blue-grey pants and black boots. Though many people worship him, such is considered heresy by the Abbey of the Everyman and punishable by extreme measures, up to and including death. Created to be the Void's representational figure, he appears to be the source of all magic in the world of the Dishonored franchise, and his shrines can be found across the Isles. The outsider was born over 4,000 years before the events of Dishonored. He lived as a human outcast, with no known family in a ruined city. When he was 15, he was sought and taken by the Envisioned, who saw in him all the signs to become one with the Void. The cultist brought him to the Void through a place in Shindery Peak, where the boundary of the ethereal world is the thinnest. There, they prepared him for the ritual. He was bathed and dressed in painted clothes, his eyes painted over, his hands were adorned with golden rings, and he was drugged with potions and smokes that made him forget his memories, including his own name and age. He was then restrained to a sacred altar in a deeper layer called the ritual hold by the cultists. There they slit his throat with the twin-bladed knife, and he merged in part with the Void. A spiritual image of him was turned into the godlike being known as the Outsider, an inhabitant of the Void. His physical body remained in ritual hold, cast in stone as he was screaming in pain, unable to move or even speak, immortal to anything but the twin-bladed knife that created him. His name was also eternally lost to him, which was essential to the ritual. Unbeknown to him though, the outsider's mark is in fact his name, written in a language only the dead can read. Giving his name back to his physical body can break the ritual. Upon attaining godhood, the outsider became a being of insatiable curiosity about what people do when given power over others, spurring him to appear to those he finds interesting. The outsider decides whether to make contact with these individuals through their dreams or during prayers at his shrines. He can mark them of his name to link them with the Void through him and grant them supernatural abilities. He only chooses people in whom he sees a potential to change the world. The outsider first meets Corvo in the Void after the latter escaped Coldridge prison. He gives him his mark and the heart, a tool to find runes and bone charms, but also listen to people's secrets. Throughout the events of Dishonored, the outsider observes Corvo and his actions, often appearing to comment his choices and their effect on the world. At the end of the story, he narrates the events to come based on Corvo's choices and the chaos he wrought. Upon regaining interest in Dowd, the outsider reappears to the assassin, warning him of his inescapable conclusion, but revealing that the terms of his fate can be altered. He gives Dowd the name Delilah, which Dowd discovers is a powerful witch planning to possess Emily and become Empress herself. At the end, the outsider reminds Dowd of all his actions, with the assassin thereafter facing Corvo. In Dishonored 2, he appears to either Corvo or Emily as they are asleep aboard the dreadful whale to offer his mark. Whether the protagonist accepts it or not, he gives back the heart, although with another purpose in mind. Throughout the events of the coup, he watches and discusses the current events of the world, intervening on occasion to assist the protagonist. He offers them the timepiece to help them navigate Stilton Manor, twisted by the Void and Delilah's ritual. He He also shows his own past to them and Delilah's influence on the Void. He explains that Delilah has become a part of him and that he doesn't like it. As in the first game, the outsider narrates the events that have unfolded in accordance with the amount of chaos the protagonist has accrued. As stated in Dishonored, The Return of Dowd, Dowd went on his quest to destroy the outsider after he appeared to him through recurrent nightmares. After Dowd gets deathly weakened by the twin-bladed knife and captured by witches, he foresees the changes brought to the Empire by Emily's actions during her exile in Karnaca. In Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, the outsider observes the quest of Dowd and Billy Lurk to destroy him, quite apart from trying to preserve his own life. The outsider appears to Billy for the first time and gives her relics to assist in her mission, including a new eye and arm. Far from being simple aids, these artifacts grants her the ability to see disturbances caused by the Void, as well as powers not tied to the outsider. Eventually, Billy steals the twin-bladed knife from the eyeless gang and finds how to enter the Void through the lair of the cult of the outsider. There she locates his physical body in the ritual hold and can closely examine his trapped body before making her decision to kill or free him. If Billy kills the outsider, she resigns herself to be nothing more but a killer. Should she decide to spare him, she convinces a reluctant Dowd to break the sacrificial ritual by whispering the outsider's real name in his ear. After the outsider becomes mortal, Billy takes him out of the Void, giving him another chance to live the mortal life that the cultists had taken from him. No matter the decision, the outsider is removed from the Void forever, destabilizing it and the physical world as a consequence. In Dishonored, the Veiled Terror, a vision of the outsider still appears in Billy's nightmares, warning her of the chaos that is to come following his separation from the Void. I so enjoy watching history warp as words pass from the lips of one to the ears of another, imperfectly formed, half understood, poorly remembered. The outsider.